What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and welcome to the Character Lab. Alright, so this is going to be the first episode of this series, and we're going to be taking a look at Agent 13 in this episode. So let's go ahead and load her up into the lab here. Alright, so here we go. We have Agent 13. Her real name is Sharon Carter. She's 5'8", 135 pounds. And her abilities are she's an excellent hand-to-hand combatant, she's very skilled in martial arts, she's athletic, and an expert markswoman. She is also a highly trained espionage agent, so she is very skilled in all manners of weapons and in computers and technology. Alright, so now let's go ahead and look at the stats of my Agent 13. Alright, so here's my Agent 13. I haven't worked on her too much. So we have just all of her gears at 17. She's going to be a physical attack dealer, so we have physical attack, we have all defense, we have HP, and then we have some skill cooldown. Alright, I do not have a obelisk on her right now. Her ISO 8 set is Tenacious Symbiote, which definitely could be swapped out for an attack-based set. We do have her uniform, it's just at normal rank. She is not tier 2. And let's see, we'll take a look at her details here just so you can see a little overview of her stats. Alright, so that's going to be what my Agent 13 looks like during these tests. So now let's go ahead and move on to the first test. Alright, so the first game mode we're going to look at is going to be Shadowland. So there's 3 main stages that you would want to use Agent 13 in, and that's going to be the 2 different Blast Rally modes, which is the Iron Man one or the Sister Grimm one, and then there's the Blast Rumble. So those are the main ones that she has the advantage in for speed types. So the Blast Rally for Iron Man, I do have a clip here from floor 3 where I attempted to beat this stage with Agent 13. So let's go ahead and take a look at this really fast. Alright, so that's the team I went with, Sister Grimm and Captain America. So they give her a few bonuses, and then we have Sister Grimm's leadership to get a little extra damage. So let's scroll through here a little bit and fast forward some. Alright, so as you can see, the main strategy you're going to want to use with Agent 13 is going to be skill canceling the 4th skill into any of her other skills so that you can keep up that damage immunity at all times. It is only a 2-second immunity every time you hit the 4th skill, so you do have to make sure you have another skill off of cooldown right away, or else she will use the 4th skill and you will have to wait for that to finish cooling off to be able to get your immunity back. So probably the most annoying part about doing this particular stage is the iframes that Star-Lord has, because you do need to have a target locked on, because if you hit that 4th skill and then you try to cancel it right away and he does an iframe, you're going to actually use the 4th skill and then you're going to have to wait for it to cool down. So iframes kind of interrupt her skill canceling method quite a lot. So, as you can see, I do have to switch a few times just because I keep messing up a little bit of the skill canceling. It does take a little bit of time to get used to. So let's go ahead and get towards the end of the clip here. Alright, so as you can see, her DPS is a little low. I mean, I know my Agent 13 is very underdeveloped, so that's definitely one of the contributing factors to why her damage is really low. So as you can see, we did end up timing out here at the end. So definitely if you have a little more damage than my particular Agent 13, you should be able to beat the Blast Iron Man. I'd say pretty easily if you have the DPS and you are okay at doing the skill canceling. Definitely you need to be able to do that quite effectively, because you just need to be able to make sure that you're positioned really close to the character that you're targeting. You don't want to be a little too far away, because the 4th skill does have more range than some of her other skills that you're going to cancel it into, so it will definitely activate before you can cancel into another skill. Alright, so for the Blast Rumble, definitely didn't have very good results there, because again, if you make one little mistake, then you're going to get CC'd by Songbird and it will pretty much be over. So you definitely have to make sure your skill canceling is very on point if you want to be able to do the Blast Rumble with mainly just Agent 13. So that one is definitely going to be very difficult for her. Similarly, the Blast Rally with Sister Grimm and Wiccan and Lash is also going to be a very difficult one as well because of the CC from Wiccan. So again, one little mistake and you're going to get CC'd. And also they do reflect energy damage, so if you do mess up and your 4th skill actually goes off, or if you're skill canceling into your 5th skill, they will reflect that damage back at you, which will also cause you to die. So you only have basically 3 skills that you can skill cancel into. Luckily they do have pretty low cooldowns, so definitely if you have max skill cooldown you could probably pull it off, but again, this is going to be a very difficult stage for her. So overall, Agent 13 doesn't really shine in Shadowland. She can definitely, like I said, probably do the Blast Rally for the Iron Man, but that's going to be about it for what she can do in Shadowlands. So let's go ahead and move on to the next test. Alright, so here we are at the world boss. So we're going to be doing Thanos like always for this series. So we're going to go with the same team here. We're going to have Sin leadership and Captain America for the team up bonuses between the two. So now let's go ahead and skip into the battle here. Alright, so we're going to do the same kind of strategy as in Shadowlands. We're going to want to keep doing the skill canceling, but as you can see right there, when I used the 4th skill, I was a little too far away from Thanos, so when I tried to cancel into one of the other skills, I was not able to, so she finished the 4th skill. So that's just one of the things I was saying about you have to position the character quite well to do the skill canceling method with her. So now let's keep going through here. So definitely if you're good at the skill canceling method, you shouldn't have too much problems with the world boss. I haven't practiced it too much, so I'm not very good at the skill canceling. I know how to do it and I can do it alright, but I still need to work on getting my timing down and my positioning down to be able to do it reliably for the full fight, that is. But of course you have characters to switch to, so it's not too much trouble if you end up accidentally using the 4th skill. You can just switch to somebody, use them for a little bit, and then switch back to Agent 13, and the 4th skill will be off cooldown, so then you can keep doing the skill canceling. Alright, so getting down to the wire here, so her damage is pretty low, just like before, but again, my Agent 13 is not very well built, so her damage is going to be pretty low compared to others that have actually worked on her. Alright, so there we go. She was able to beat Thanos. We had just only physical attack strikers, no tier 2s. We had Ancient One there just in case to drop a heal. I pretty much like to use Ancient One in all of the world boss tests just so I could get that heal off. But she is a decent option for world boss if you're, like I said, good at the skill canceling. That does take a little practice though, but again, she's not going to be a recommended character to build up for world boss. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next and final test. Alright, so here we have Alliance Conquest, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at what skill rotation she does for Alliance Conquest to see if she's going to be useful here. So we just have a nice easy team to go up against here, which is really nice, so I can clearly see what skills she uses. So let's go ahead and bring her in here against this regular opponent. This is one of the standard opponents that you start off with. So let's get to the... Alright, so here we go. She's going to start the match, so let's see. Nice and slow here. So as you can see, she goes in and she does the skill where she kind of spins around with the guns, jumps back and shoots at them. That is her 3rd skill. So there's no iframes there. And then she goes into the 1st skill. And it looks like pretty much all she does is rotate between the 3rd, 1st, and 2nd if she even gets there, if she's not interrupted so that the other skills become off cooldown. So she doesn't use any of her iframe skills, and she doesn't use her 4th skill or her 5th skill, which would probably be the most damaging ones, and they have more area of effect. So she's not anything special in Alliance Conquest. As you can see, just her skill rotation isn't very good. Maybe if she started off with her iframe skill or her 4th skill, so she could start off with some damage immunity, she might be a little better. But overall, she's not going to be a very strong character for Alliance Conquest. Alright, so that was a look at Agent 13 in our character lab here. Definitely a mid-ranged or just average character. Her best use is probably going to be as a support character in Shadowlands because you can switch to her, and because of her ability to be immune to damage from the skill canceling, you will be able to buy time to switch back to your other character, which is probably going to be her best use. She's not going to be super helpful in World Boss or Alliance Conquest. Alliance Conquest mainly because of her skill rotation. World Boss because you will have to be pretty skilled at doing her skill canceling to be able to use her in World Boss, and her DPS is quite low. She does get more DPS at tier 2, but that is all she gets from her tier 2, so definitely not going to be a recommended tier 2 in any shape or form as of right now. So yeah, that was a look at Agent 13. I hope that helped you in deciding what you're going to do with your Agent 13, if anything. And of course I will catch you guys in the next one.